So,
Very good, very good.
I think, okay, I'll have to come a bit close to that because,
Your speaker.
yeah. Okay, so
Not
now,
to worry, not to worry.
now, a Muslim approached me and basically encouraged me to come and talk to you. So I
don't know why.
I don't know. I don't know as well.
I don't know
But,
why. What was it you were discussing
Right.
there?
Okay, so they recognized me as a Christian, and they wanted to see whether I'll be having a discussion. I'll be ready to have a discussion with you about things to do with Christianity and
Yeah.
Islam. And then they asked me, "Where's the guy going?" And they told me to suggest a topic. And so the thing that I would like to ask you is for you to explain or to give evidence of anything in the Bible that points to Muhammad coming as a prophet, as a coming prophet, yeah? And then I have a question for you as well to do with Islam. I mean, are you happy with that sort of discussion?
I have no problem, but I think you have already had these conversations before.
No,
You have never-
this specific
You have.
one, this specific one. Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, because Muslims keep
Why?
coming with different things.
No, you know
They
what?
keep
I
coming with
honestly,
different
brother, I'm
things.
sorry, I'm Shabir. You are
They call me Faith.
Faith.
Yeah.
That's
call
a
me
good
Faith.
name.
Well, it's Faith Bullets is the name of my channel. So
Faith Bullet.
Yeah, that's not my channel.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? Honestly, because I know you've had these conversations
Yes.
before, and it's going over old ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most important thing I think we should be discussing is the nature of the Creator. Because
Okay.
the very basis of our two what you would call faiths will entirely rest on our correct proposition of what the Creator is.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Don't you think that's reasonable?
Well, no, that's reasonable. The
Yeah.
only challenge is that it depends on where you go with this. I don't have, because like I was explaining earlier on, this is my first time
Brother,
of.
we are going to have a brotherly conversation. So
I
don't
know.
worry.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we ought to have a conversation in
Yes.
which scriptures are referenced.
Okay.
So what I was going to say is that I mean I've only just started this sort of
No
debating
problem,
thing.
brother.
So
We'll take
I
it
will,
slowly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
No worries.
okay. So in terms of the nature of the Creator, what do you have to say?
The first thing I would say as a Muslim, okay, the position that I take based on the information that I looked at, the logic is that there is a Creator. It's okay. And that the Creator has unique attributes which far surpass what we as human beings can conceive of. And the approach from the Muslim perspective is that the Creator actually establishes for us what the Creator is and what the Creator is not.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So the position that the Muslim takes, and in terms of the concept and principle, I would refer to chapter 112 of the Quran, where it clearly states, say Allah the Creator is one, eternal, absolute, begets not nor is begotten, there is none like unto the Creator. That is the position that the Muslim would take, that there is the unity of a Creator, the eternality of the Creator. The Creator does not engage in any kind of exchange with human beings or beget like human beings do. And there is nothing like the Creator. So whenever we as human beings may conceive of something which can manifest itself physically, that cannot be the Creator. So the Muslim position is that the Creator is one. Now there's a further thing, just to finish, brother, Faith. The further thing is that the Muslim is told that all the prophets prior to Muhammad, peace be upon him, also had invoked the one Creator, and the reliance also was on the one Creator. And the Islamic position is that as far as our Christian brothers and sisters are concerned, that Jesus Christ was a mighty messenger of the Creator, but he had no association at all with divinity in any form whatsoever. That's the Islamic position. What would the Christian position
fine.
be?
So thanks for clarifying
No problem.
that. I mean, before I forget, I just sort of, bring to mind some of the things you said.
Absolutely.
One of the things you said about the Creator was that he cannot basically manifest himself in a physical form, or words to that effect. Then you very quickly went on to the scriptures or to the passages in your Quran that talks about Allah, not the Creator. Well, it's Allah. That essentially that Allah is one, and he doesn't associate himself with anybody. You've honed in on our doctrine of the Trinity. Okay, so what I would say in terms of the Christian position is this. I mean, absolutely, the Creator would need to take the initiative in terms of revealing himself to mankind. Otherwise, mankind would not know.
Yes.
From what we know in our scriptures, that there are, in quotes, enemies of God in the spirit realm that also would want to mar that revelation of God, in the sense that evil spirits can also try and mislead people into thinking the Creator is the one manifesting or showing himself or whatever, revealing himself, and it actually turns out not to be. Okay, so therefore, as Christians, evidence, truth is really, really important to us, because Jesus Christ even warned us. He said false prophets and so on will come after him. So in terms of the Christian position, yes, we agree. We would agree with you that the Creator would need to show initiative, and then he would need to prove beyond that. Well, he needs to prove very well that it is him that is talking or manifesting.
Yes.
You need to prove it, because there's a lot of falsehood around. What we know, my brother. So I'll just leave as sort of my opening sort of.
I understand. Yeah. Look, as you said, brother, there isn't an issue about whether there are these external forces that may be at work. Yeah, no problem. We can agree with that. However, the notion of what the Creator is, as we have agreed, has to come from the Creator. Now, the position I'm taking is the Creator in chapter 112 of the Quran is telling us, say, the Creator Allah is one. Hello? Walaikum salam. Are you okay? Yeah? Say, the Creator is one, eternal, absolute, begets not nor is begotten, nothing like unto the Creator. Now, is there anything similar to that in the Bible that describes what the Creator is?
Okay, so our scriptures is completely different to yours.
Okay.
So, as I'm standing here unprepared for this discussion, I can't say
no worries.
Any specific verse or not.
I understand.
But what I do know is this. What I do know is that consistently in our scriptures we see a narrative that starts from Genesis right up to Revelation.
Okay.
What we tell people is that the scriptures, our scriptures, was written by 40 people, around 40 people, inspired people.
Okay.
Over 1,500 years. So you see that there will be many different things that are said and so on. But we say there's a consistency. And what we say is that the Creator revealed himself. Let's go to Moses. Let's just start with Moses,
okay.
Although we could have gone beyond.
Yeah.
And we have that information in our scriptures. Now, the people of that time that the Creator sent Moses to, they have kept a good record of what happened and so many things and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
They kept a good record, and they tell us about his deeds. They tell us about how he proved himself, because there were so many other gods. So he proved himself to them that he is the Creator. Okay. Then we now get to the New Testament. And what we say is that the Creator, again, initiated a situation where, to summarize, Jesus Christ was incarnated.
Okay.
And Jesus Christ, again, beyond doubt, proved it. Now, some people rejected it, but a huge number believed and accepted. And they've written down for us, it is passed down, many of the things that Jesus did and the things that convinced them and so on.
Yeah.
So I'll just stop there.
Right, no problem. Like I said, the Islamic position in relation to the Creator, as I said in chapter 112, is there. Now, if we go back to Moses, from what you have said, and please correct me if I'm wrong, are you saying that what the Creator is was actually shown to Moses?
Right, okay, so when you say the Creator is now, you see, we know, we believe, we are convinced as Christians that the Creator is omniscient, is omnipresent, is eternal.
Yes.
So it is impossible for any human being to contain, even if all the information was to be written in, I don't know, in whatever form that it can be, the brain would not even be able to fit to, to come to have it within that. So I didn't actually say that. What I was saying, when maybe I used the word revealed, I can't remember.
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay, fine. So revealed means that, again, as in agreement with what we said before, he has to take the initiative to pass on information.
Yes.
So when I say reveal, I meant he passed on information to Moses, and then backed it up with
no
so many
problem.
other things,
But Brother Faith, what was the information that the Creator revealed to Moses about the nature of the Creator?
Okay, fine. Now, one of the things that he did was he started with he told Moses about Adam and Eve and all that stuff, because it's Moses that wrote Genesis, the Tanakh, the Torah. So he told, Moses gave Moses all that information. One of the things he revealed, okay, let me say one of the things he revealed, just to help you out, is that he said, I can't quote it properly, but it's something along the lines of, that I am one. So I can't remember the precise, So just because I don't know whether that's where you were planning to go to. But he revealed himself as the one God amongst all the polytheists that were around them. That I am the one and only God that you should worship. That's one of that. So words to that effect. I
understand.
So that was one of the things. He also revealed to Moses that from Genesis onwards, there's been a promise of a Redeemer to come in the future. Okay, from Genesis onwards. So.
Right. Now, you picked up on something interesting. According to you, the verse talks about God being one.
The Lord our God. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one.
Right, okay. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Okay. Now, you said earlier on in your opening remarks, you talked about the incarnate God. What did you mean?
Okay. By the way, I'm still going to ask you a question.
Of course.
No.
Please.
Okay. So what that means? Okay. So from Genesis, like I said, from Genesis chapter 1 and 2 onwards, right through to even the example of Abraham attempted sacrifice of Isaac, through to Deuteronomy chapter 18, and so God was promising, and there are many other prophets to come. If I know where all these video channels are, I'll put all the references there.
Okay.
So there are many other prophecies in the Tanakh, that talk about a future savior of the world. So when we now get to Jesus Christ being incarnated, that is the savior that all those prophets, including Moses, have been talking about.
Right, that's not a problem. I don't want to seem as though I'm the only one asking the question.
No, continue.
Yeah? Excellent, Faith. That's fine. But like I said, as far as the concept of the Creator is concerned from the Islamic perspective, it says the Creator is one, eternal, absolute, begets no nor is begotten, none like unto the Creator. Now, you referred to Moses and you said Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Worship God.
Yeah,
Worship the Lord.
yeah, okay. Now, so I'm trying to understand what you just said.
Yes.
How have you gone from there
Yes.
to, and am I right in thinking you are talking about an incarnate God? Is that what you are saying?
Right, okay, so let me just elaborate.
Please, yeah.
Elaborate, because I think I know where you're going. So,
I wish I knew where I was going with
well,
this.
I think you're probably going to head in the same direction as most Muslims do. So, so the Israelites had come out of Egypt. And in Egypt, there were many deities, many gods. They were going to live amongst a group of people that were also polytheists. Yeah? So God is revealing to, or telling Moses, teaching Moses, that Israel, listen. Well, in fact, do you know what? It's best for me to actually go to the Bible and quote it.
Sure.
Because by misquoting, I can end up I can end up not iPad. Come on,
Wake up!
wake up. Yeah. So. Okay, to be 20.
What are you looking for? Lord, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Yeah.
Chapter 6, verse 4.
6. So, is that in Deuteronomy? You're talking about Deuteronomy.
Exodus.
Okay, right. Okay, yes, you're right. So maybe it's Deuteronomy. Okay, fine.
How are you? Okay.
Come on, yes. I think you are right. So sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. So Exodus So hold on, where? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, no, so it's not there, it's chapter 6.
Yeah.
Where is it? Chapter 6. You said chapter 6. You said Exodus.
Say Exodus. Is this Exodus?
Yeah, Exodus. So it's
Very
chapter 20.
strange.
Yeah, I think it's 20.
Hmm. 20.
Yeah, it's 20. So
what does it say?
Yeah. Okay.
This is the wrong one. 20 verse 4 is about the jealous God.
Okay, so
it is definitely Deuteronomy 6:4.
So you're talking about Deuteronomy. Okay, fine. Because you said Exodus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. I said you meant Deuteronomy. Okay.
Check it there. Is it there?
Yes. Okay. So it's Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
So hear, O Israel, the Lord. Although it's Yahweh. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our God. Yahweh is one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yahweh is one. Yeah, absolutely. There is. It's not like any of the other.
Yeah, but Brother Faith, how do you know it says Yahweh there?
How do I know?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. This is the New International Version of the translation of the Scriptures. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this translation was done by more than 100 scholars, professors in Semitic languages, Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic, and so on and so forth. Over 100 of them experts in their field, professors in Cambridge, in Harvard, from different parts of the world. And when from the Hebrew, when you have the tetragrammaton. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right. Yeah. So where you have that, because it's historic.
Yeah, no worries.
They've maintained the Jewish tradition of not actually using
pronouncing the name of God.
Yeah. So they've replaced it by, and they've made it clear in the beginning.
Yeah.
So they replaced it by the Lord. in capital letters
Yes,
like that.
yeah.
So that's how I know. And you knew that
Yeah.
anyway.
Oh no. I know. I'm aware of it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
aware
that's
of it.
I knew you were
I'm
aware.
aware of it.
Yes.
But this is what is concerning me because in the traditional one, yeah.
Oh, we keep moving. That's right. Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
cool.
In the traditional one, yeah, the verse itself in the Hebrew says, "Shema Israel, Adonai Elohinu, Adonai Echad." 6:4. So it says Adonai Elohinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Israel, hear O Israel, Adonai, our Lord, Elohinu, our God.
Let me ask you a
I'm
question.
just going according to what.
No,
so-
right. No, let me just repeat.
Sure.
I don't doubt that you're a learned, well-learned man. I don't doubt
You
that.
are entitled to
Yeah.
that opinion.
No,
I'm
no,
not claiming
no,
it.
I don't doubt that. But just,
I'm not
but just
claiming
remember
it.
what I said in the beginning.
the wrong person,
Just,
brother.
just remember what I said in the beginning.
Yeah.
The people who translated from the
Yes,
Hebrew,
yes.
from the Aramaic,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
okay. Now, they're experts
Yeah.
of these languages. Some of them with multiple PhDs.
Hmm.
Okay, professors in Harvard, in Cambridge, and many places.
Absolutely.
Now, they have translated
Yes.
from the original scriptures.
Yes.
Original scriptures, they've translated and made it clear that this is Yahweh.
Yeah,
So
okay.
if you contradict them,
Yeah.
if you're trying to contradict them,
No.
then
Sorry, Faith. I'm not contradicting. I'm just saying what I had read. So,
Yeah.
for example, yeah, I don't mind if we
you
go
said
with Yahweh.
Adonai, then
No. It actually says
Okay.
Shema Israel, Adonai Elohinu, Adonai Echad. Yeah, you can
with
check
no
it.
Yahweh there. Is that what
No,
is that your
there's no Yahweh.
Okay, fine. Then,
But it's a different of opinion, difference of opinion.
yeah,
No problem.
okay, you against
Having-
100 scholars, like I
Well-
said, that translated the scriptures, the experts in the field,
I
who had thousands of manuscripts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think-
that's
I
not
think
a
I'll go
problem.
with them and
I
then
don't mind. We'll go with them. But what does Yahweh stand for?
What does it stand for? What do you? Okay. So when God reveals His name, I need to know what it stands for.
Yeah. You see,
What do you mean by
I will.
what it stands
Yeah.
for?
You see, the verse that we are referring to, because
Yes.
we are trying to establish whether the Islamic concept of the Creator matches with the way the Bible is looking at it.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, that's what I'm just checking. So
Okay, I
I
don't
said,
think it does.
right, excellent. Yeah, because I want to know that if, for example, in Deuteronomy and Exodus 25, where you went, yeah, the book of Exodus, where it says, your God is a jealous God, he shall have no other gods before him. Yeah, that's what Exodus 25 says.
Okay.
Yeah, now, question is, if we are suggesting that Jesus Christ was either God incarnate, then Exodus 25 actually says you must not even have any kind of association about the Creator with anything that is created. That would include human beings. So how then are you able to say that in the New Testament God incarnated himself as a human being? From what I understood, I may be wrong, he incarnated himself as a human being, contrary to what God had already said in Exodus 25.
Okay. So I would say with due
Don't
respect,
move away, otherwise the camera.
I would say with due respect, your understanding of Exodus and Deuteronomy is faulty.
Please correct me. Yeah.
So it's faulty. So when the scripture says that you should not have you should not associate any other gods to Yahweh, absolutely, including Allah of the Quran, absolutely, you should not associate any other deity. Now, if you're now referring to Jesus Christ, Yahweh, a decision was made within Yahweh. A decision was made within Yahweh.
What do you mean within Yahweh?
Yahweh, you see, when I say, right, okay. I can't, as a human being, and if I need no human being can understand the decision that God, using the English word, that God comes to. We can't understand.
So how did you know there was a
hold on
decision?
second.
Sorry.
Oh,
How
okay.
do you know that a decision had been undertaken?
How do I know a decision has been taken? Because of the act. So, for example, I can say that a decision was taken within Yahweh to appoint Moses as a prophet, and the reason why I can say that is because Moses was appointed by a prophet and is a prophet of Yahweh. So I
Okay.
can say a decision was made.
That's
You know?
after the evidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what is the evidence that God decided
Yeah, right, okay.
about coming down?
Right, hold on. Okay, what is the evidence that Yahweh decided
Yes.
to in any way come to earth? There are multiple. So we start from Genesis.
Sure.
We read in Genesis that Yahweh interacted with Adam and Eve. We read in Exodus, in fact, the commissioning of Moses, we read very clearly that Moses was there. And then suddenly he saw this bush. And he went burning bush, or a bush that's not burning, went there. And then as he approached, he was warned, do not come any closer because the place where you're standing is holy
Yeah.
ground. And Yahweh made himself known to Moses there.
Okay.
So
No problem.
So that's how we know that there are many incidents in which Yahweh had been on earth. Now, when we say Yahweh has been on earth, we're not talking about the totality of his being, which is beyond our comprehension.
Okay.
All we know is that, as we agreed earlier on, the initiative has to come from him.
Yes, absolutely. I have no problem with that. I'm still, which seems not to have been answered, is how can God incarnate himself as a man?
Easy.
How?
He makes a decision and does it.
Right, okay.
Because he's omnipotent.
Right, okay. So we are in a position to be able to logically assume that if the Creator intended to come down as any other of his created entities, he can do so.
Well, all I can say is this: I can only go by what has happened and what he has demonstrated. Yeah. So I mean, some of these speculative things.
Yeah. Well, actually, respectfully, Faith, it's not speculative. You know why? I will tell you. You see, from a perspective of belief, we hold a position. Yeah. Our Hindu friends, okay, also have a belief, and their belief is comfortable with the idea that the Creator can incarnate himself with any of the created creatures, including a cow.
Right, okay.
Are we agreed that if we take the principle that you are applying, then God can even come down as a cow?
Right, okay. So, the thing is this: I wouldn't say that, because there's no evidence to show that he's done such a thing. Now, I know, however, that if he wants to speak or manifest anything through a cow, he can, just as he can with fire. I mean, after all, he chose fire.
Yeah.
He chose. Oh, I need to put my
sunglasses. You have your eyes. Have you got them, brother?
Yeah, I've got
put them on. Put them on. I'll hold this for you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
No problem, brother.
The question is, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Which one?
They'll be hiding somewhere there.
Yeah.
Them sunglasses. Where are you hiding?
I've got too many pockets. It's not in this one. It's in this one. So these people are going to have to edit the video.
Oh, don't worry about it. They have no choice. Hopefully they are glasses.
I hope it's this one.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Mr. Bond.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. There you are, brother. Put your glasses on.
I can't even remember.
No, don't worry. We are just talking about the evidence of how the Creator, if he wanted to, can come down as a cow.
Yes. Well, no, if he wants to. Right, okay, so, there are 2 points here.
Sure.
There's one whereby he can manifest something or cause something to be manifested. Not here, please, because we're talking here. We would like to ask you. Okay, so, there are 2 things.
Yeah.
So when we talk about Jesus Christ, it was a choice to reveal himself, not as in the form of a human being, but still retaining some divine attributes. Now, but if it were a cow, then it can cause a cow to speak, and
but Brother Faith, that's not the issue. The issue is that can he incarnate himself as a cow?
As a cow. Now, why would he want to do that? Because I'll tell you why.
Sure.
I'll allow you. Because the reason why he incarnated as Christ Jesus starts from the Genesis, like I said.
Okay.
So so there are so many prophecies and things
Understood.
related to that.
I can see what the point you're making. However, the issue is the principle. If the principle is accepted the way you are suggesting, that the Creator can incarnate Himself, then the principle applied, you are agreeing that the Creator can, in principle, incarnate Himself as a cow.
Why? Why would He want to do
That's
that?
the second question. The first one is the principle.
Right.
Are we agreed that if we can say that God can incarnate Himself as a man, then applying the same principle, the Creator can incarnate Himself as a cow?
But that doesn't make sense to me as a Christian.
We will go to that next question, but are we in principle
No,
agreed?
I'm not agreeing with you.
Why not?
I'm not agreeing with you because Jesus, the reason why Yahweh chose to incarnate
Yes.
as Jesus Christ, as goes all the way back to Genesis, through our scriptures, all the way to the time that
Okay.
Jesus Christ was. So the point is that, and it's all to do with the redemption of human beings.
Right,
So
okay.
now incarnating as a cow or anything, why would that be something
Okay.
that even as a Christian I'll even contemplate? I will not contemplate.
Okay,
It doesn't make sense.
I can see that. But now, if we take it to the next step, I will say to you this, that a cow, the Creator came down, incarnate as a cow, okay? From that particular belief system, it was so that the cow could be sacrificed to atone for the sins of man. Are you okay with that?
Am I personally okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Now. Okay. This is where I think some explanation is needed.
Please.
Is needed to give to Muslims. Okay. So at the time of the Exodus, God was allowing the Israelites, to use goats, cows, and all kinds of things as a sort of atonement for their sins. Yeah, I'm not being specific. I'm being very general
problem.
because I would need to
Of
look
course.
at the specific. Okay. But it's there in our scriptures. We
Yes.
understand it. Jews understand it. So there was the tabernacle, and within that tabernacle or within the courtyard, sacrifices were allowed. Animals were used.
Yes.
And I think once a year, even the high priest
Yes.
would I think. Sorry,
It's
I'm
okay,
not
no
remembering
worries.
the
I
details,
understand, I
but
understand.
essentially would
Yeah.
place his hand on an animal, I think a goat or so, and pray for the sin of everybody. So that's
Yeah.
how the sin was atoned for.
Yeah.
Until this is important because I know
Sure,
this is
sure.
really important. I need to
Sure, please.
Right. Until the time of Jesus Christ. Let me just say something that I think a lot of Muslims need to be aware of. The Jews were using animals to atone for their sins. But God made it impossible after Jesus Christ. He made it impossible, and this is how we know it is God.
Right.
Because the temple was destroyed. Jesus said, within one generation, this temple you're looking at will be destroyed. And within 40 years of the ascension of Jesus Christ, the Jerusalem temple was destroyed.
Okay.
So that it was impossible for Jews to atone for their sins using animals again, because the perfect sacrifice, and that's Jesus Christ himself, the perfect sacrifice was made.
Right. Okay. Brother Faith, you are entitled to the belief you have, but I just want you to consider the evidence here. I said to you that God came incarnate as a cow so that the cow could be sacrificed for the ransom or for the sins of the people, according to the belief, okay? Now you said that, look, according to your understanding, the Jews used to sacrifice animals. Yeah?
Do you
for
doubt
the
that
atonement.
understanding? Do you doubt
No. I'm going with you.
No, are you doubting it in terms
No.
of in terms of
No, I'm not.
in terms of
According to the
accuracy, in terms of
information.
100%
Yeah,
accuracy?
according to the information, it is there. Yeah, it is there. That's what they used to do. But the question you seem to perhaps have missed is this: were they commanded by God to do those sacrifices?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, now this was after the alleged original sin, yes?
Okay, fine, alleged, okay, continue.
No, I'm saying it from my
Okay,
perspective.
okay, fine, okay,
If we go from the Christian perspective,
okay,
from
fine.
the original
Okay,
sin,
continue, yes.
from the original sin,
Yeah.
did God institute the forgiveness of sins by the sacrifice of animals?
Right, okay. So now, what I'm going to say is this,
Sure.
is that very soon I need to start asking you questions.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I don't mind.
And then we'll probably just draw a line on...
Yeah, no problem at all.
I missed it. Please, sorry.
No
say
problem.
your question again.
I asked you about the institution of animal sacrifices after the original sin issue.
Okay.
Did God institute it?
Okay, right. Okay, so now, before the Exodus, people all over the world were sacrificing animals for all sorts of reasons. Because let's remember that there were multiplicity of deities that people were worshiping. Yeah.
False ones.
False ones. So animal sacrifice was not originated or was not new at the time of Moses. Yeah. Now, but God commanded the Israelites, and we see this in the Torah. Commanded the Israelites while they were in the desert, in the tabernacle, and then later on when they had the temple, commanded them, gave them a number of laws, and many of those laws included animal sacrifice for various things, various reasons, various seasons, various festivals, and one of the important ones was that yearly the high priest would place his hand on an animal. The precise details I can't remember. Yeah, okay. The scapegoat is part of it, and he sent it to the wilderness
until one came back.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, all right, fine. I don't want to say unless I'm looking at the scriptures for myself. Yeah. So it wasn't new. Animal sacrifice wasn't new, but God commanded the Israelites, and we see this in the Torah. Animal sacrifice.
No. Brother, we agree that there was. But my question was, did God institute the sacrifice of animals for the atonement of sins after original sin?
Yeah, absolutely. For the Israelites.
Okay,
yeah, for the
so now
Israelites.
can you please explain why, and I'm just trying to work it out logically,
Okay.
why, if the Creator had already instituted a method by which forgiveness of sins was available,
Yes.
you are then saying something in the interim happened which forced the Creator to come down himself and die.
Wow. How can you use that word, which forced? What kind of creator do you worship?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Please be free.
I'm taken
Feel free.
aback by that word. Something forced the creator. Well, I'm sorry. Nothing can force this creator. So I don't understand. I don't even understand your question.
Okay, I'll elaborate. Elaborate. Okay. The sin that Adam had committed, did it require a perfect sacrifice?
Right, okay, the sin that Adam and Eve committed, God dealt with it there and then. Okay, so
excellent. Go ahead.
So God dealt with it there and then.
How?
And right, okay, this will be the last question.
No, please. I'm trying to understand.
No, because we've covered so many things. I now want to start questioning you about your
No problem, but you know what,
but
brother,
this will be the last question.
No problem, but brother, you will see that I have allowed you. Okay, let me just finish. I have allowed you to go wherever you wanted, because you see, what was our original premise we started with?
Right, okay, so you and I agreed and we understood that the Creator will have to take the initiative in terms of his revelation.
What were we trying to establish?
Answer that. Please,
no, brother.
Make your point. Stop questioning.
No, honestly, I agree.
Make your point.
I said to you, brother, what was the premise we started the conversation on?
Make your point. Tell me.
No, what was it?
No, you stop
right,
questioning
okay.
me about,
I will tell you.
yes.
I will tell you, brother. I said to you, look, we need to establish first the issue of what the Creator is. I said chapter 112 of the Quran says the Creator is one, eternal, absolute, begets none, nor is begotten, none like unto him. I then asked you, what is the position of yours in relation to the Creator? And you then said, well, it seems like, you have gone on to the Trinity. Yeah? And then I said, no, I just want to know what communication had come from the Creator according to you. Now you respectfully started referring to verses which actually did not have anything to do with the question, but I allowed it. So what I'm saying now is, look, brother, what we need to do, you tell me, did God come down as a man? If the answer is yes, did he come down as a sacrifice? If the answer is yes, why then do you find it a problem if the Hindu belief would suggest to you that God came down as a cow and was sacrificed? Is there a difference?
Okay, I believe I've answered you, but
no problem.
But I will do so for the last time, and then I'll start answering you. Okay, so essentially you're saying that you're asking whether God came down as a man. Did you actually say came down?
Yes.
Okay, come down as a man, and then you're saying that if God coming down as a man and being sacrificed was a perfect sacrifice, yeah, and if that is the case, why do we have issues with the possibility? Because we don't agree with it. I don't know much about the Hindu religion, because I think they have many gods.
Yes.
Anyway, so why do we have an issue with the possibility of God manifesting, incarnating as a cow, and then that cow is being sacrificed? So have I got your question clearly?
Yes.
Okay, so let me now answer you. Okay.
So can you answer it first and then ask me?
No, I'm going to answer you.
Well, please.
Yeah, I'm going
Sorry.
to answer you right now. I'm going to answer you. So now, I'm not going to use the word God, because I think in my answer it causes confusion. So the deity of the Bible is Yahweh. Now, Yahweh made a decision. Young man. Yahweh made a decision that the children of Israel would come out as an exodus, and they will be amongst polytheists. And he started to teach them the best way for them to worship him. It's a process. And one of the things that he established as part of trying to make them pure, for the world to see, was animal sacrifices. We've seen so many details, which we're not going to talk about, animal sacrifices. But from Genesis onwards, through so many prophets, he promised that a future king, anointed one, Messiah, will come. And when we look at the Tanakh, we see that this king, anointed person, Messiah, whatever, will be a perfect sacrifice for sins. Okay? Not just for the Israelites this time, but for the whole world. And just to make sure that the Israelites never, ever, ever, ever attempted again to be using the scapegoat and all the animal sacrifices. He caused the destruction of the Jerusalem temple. Okay? So,
brother,
I'll let you summarize now.
I will.
And then
but brother, you see, what you have done, you've just told me what you had said about 10 minutes ago. My question still has not been answered. You see, I said about the principle. If the principle we can accept that God can come down as a man, incarnate as a man, for the very reason that he should be a perfect sacrifice. Okay, I said to you, okay, well, if we were to apply that very same principle to the idea that God came down as a cow to be sacrificed, in principle the two are the same. There is no difference. However, you said, well, no, what was the reason? Is there a good reason for it? I then said to you, okay, are we to agree then this perfect sacrifice was atonement for the sin of Adam. You said no, Adam's sin had been dealt with there and then. I said to you, how? Okay, how did he deal with it? Now, basically what I'm saying to you, brother, is you still have not been able to state for me. For example, if I tell you from Genesis to Zechariah, show me one statement where it says that God was going to come down as a man.
Okay.
So you
now, on that, so on that specific question, that you find a verse where it says that God was going to come down as a man.
Sorry about that. I just want to say a little. You don't know me, but I know you.
No problem, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah,
okay,
sorry,
I would say
yeah.
my memorization of scriptures is not such.
No, don't worry, brother, don't worry.
No, I want to answer you.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So it's because you're asking, you said I should show you a verse.
Yeah.
Now, and I want to say to you, my memorization of scriptures is not such
No worries.
that I can recall verses
No problem,
like that.
no problem.
However, and we have, I don't know, maybe 30,000 verses in our scriptures and so on, and so many different things. So, but however, I would say, once I know the channel that this video is on, I would look for the verses that relate to your question. Okay?
That's the channel.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
So, thank you. So I will look for that.
Sure.
I'll make sure I don't lose that.
Yeah, you can email me, drop me an email.
And then I will answer that specific question.
Why don't we do this? Sorry, I must cut you because we have to go 200 miles. I'm going to ask you this, brother.
How long are we going to have for my question?
You can ask me, you'll have time. What I would suggest we do, you see, because this requires to consider the evidence, and I really do not, I'm being sincere here, I do not want to be unfair to you by me quoting relevant verses from the Bible which you may not be familiar with, So if I tell you, for example, that the Creator made it very clear in the book of Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 20, the soul that sins it shall die.
I'm familiar with it.
Excellent, good.
I'm familiar.
Excellent.
Right, but
basically,
again, you see.
Can I just finish and then?
I'm so sorry.
No worry, brother. Basically, what I'm saying is there is enough evidence to totally counter the suggestion you are making. But I personally think it would be unfair for me to dig in deep when you have told me that, look, you might not be familiar with a lot of it. So what I would suggest, brother, why don't we do this? We pick a topic today. In a few weeks' time, we are back here again. Then we can deal with it on an evidential basis. What do you think?
What I'm going to say is this.
Sure.
Since you brought up Ezekiel 18,
sure.
we have to deal with it.
No problem.
We have to deal with it.
No problem.
And we have to deal with
no
it.
problem, brother.
Because
Ezekiel 18:20.
Yes, I just have to swap.
You need to
I have to swap, I need to sing one and protect
I'll
myself
hold
with
one.
the other.
I'll hold one.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, it makes it easier for you.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Thank you very much.
No problem.
So Ezekiel 18. Okay.
Yeah, just a few minutes and we are. Yeah.
A few minutes.
Yes. No, please.
Those that bless you, I will
Speed up.
Yep, absolutely.
and in you,
Nope.
all the families of the earth shall bless. My dear friend, it took 42 generations
Okay, so which verse are
20.
you interested in? 20.
to Abraham.
There, you've gone.
All the families.
There.
Okay, fine. Okay, so I'm going to read the verse and then you can make your point again.
Yeah,
because
no
I don't
problem,
know.
no problem.
So it says, hello sister. It says, the one who sins is the one who will die. The child will not share the guilt of the parents, nor will the parents share the guilt of the child. The righteousness of the righteous will be credited to them, and the wickedness of the wicked will be charged against them.
Yeah.
What is your point?
Carry on reading it.
Oh, okay, also. But if a wicked person turns away from all the sins they have committed and keeps all my decrees and does what is just and right, that person will surely live. They will not die. Do I continue?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so what is the point?
I just made it.
No, please say it again now that I've read the verse.
I told you that
But
look.
you're trying to say it contradicts what I was saying, and I don't think it
Absolutely.
does. I don't think it does.
Why, if that is what it says, why would you need a redeeming sacrifice?
Oh,
Your
thank
glasses.
you very much. Okay. So, why would you need a redeeming sacrifice?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back again. So remember, we're starting from Genesis to Exodus. God has been revealing and promising that a perfect sacrifice will come. Then we get to Ezekiel. Ezekiel was, I don't know, maybe 600 years, 700 years before Christ. Okay, so we still haven't got to Christ, yeah? But let me tell you what I think you're missing here.
Sure.
What you're missing is the beginning.
Yeah.
You're missing the beginning. Okay? It says, the word of the Lord came to me. That is Ezekiel.
Yes.
What do you people mean by quoting this proverb about the land of Israel?
Yes.
This proverb about the land of Israel. What do you mean by quoting this proverb about the land of Israel?
Yeah.
Okay. The parents eat sour grapes and the children's teeth are set on edge.
Yeah.
As surely as I live, declares the sovereign Lord, you will no longer quote this proverb in Israel.
Yeah.
You will no longer quote this proverb in Israel.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So we're already being where the setting is very clear. There's a lot of what is going to be mentioned is to do with Israel, and it's related to the proverb that these people were quoting. Okay.
Can I stop you there? Which proverb are you referring to?
This is the proverb. It's there.
You see, brother.
The parents eat sour grapes and the children's teeth are set on edge.
I agree. But you see, the question is a bit separate. If you go to 18:20, verse 20,
Yes.
are you suggesting to me that this proverb does not apply?
Right, hold on. 1820 is not a proverb. 1820 is a prophecy.
Exactly. Now, this, look.
But no. You say exactly.
You are
but
confused
not,
slightly, brother.
No, I'm sorry. I would suggest that perhaps it is you.
Okay, no problem.
No, since you say it's
clarification. No, I'm
you.
suggesting.
No, yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
If we just
because
Sure.
when regarding our scriptures, we don't just jump to a verse like you did. We start from the beginning to try and understand. So there's a specific teaching that is going on here.
Right.
So before we get to Ezekiel 18, let me just explain to you because you've misunderstood the proverb.
Yeah, sure.
So, chapter 18, verse 1. The word of the Lord came to me. What do you people mean by quoting this proverb about the land of Israel? The proverb is this. The children, it's there. But I don't know why you say the proverb.
Brother,
proverb is.
Sorry.
I think you haven't understood.
Finish.
So God is saying, why do you people say the children eat sour grapes and the children's teeth are set on edge?
Yeah.
That's the beginning of what we're going to read about in 1820.
Okay, excellent. All I want to know from you, brother, is this. Proverb here, Ezekiel, when we started, you told me there were approximately 40 people who were inspired. Yeah? Now, I want you just to take this a bit further, brother. I asked you, in the book of Ezekiel 18:20, it talks about this. It says, the soul that sins, it shall die. The wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him, the righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him. The father shall not bear the iniquities of the son shall not bear the iniquities of the father. Okay? So if you are wicked and you are sinful, you will die.
No. What we should do in order to understand that passage is to do what I just tried to do with you, which is to start from the beginning.
Why? Look, I
not
trust.
just jump.
No, I agree, brother. But I would suggest to you, you see, conventionally speaking, Christianity relies on the idea that there had to be a perfect redeemer because sin could not be forgiven by God. I made the suggestion to you that God had to be forced to come down because you didn't like the word forced, and why I used it. Now, what I suggested, brother, honestly, that look, we should really discuss these matters on an evidence base. Yeah. So I already said, and I'm very familiar with the book, Yeah, that look,
You're not.
well, we will only find out later.
You're not.
Yeah, but brother,
Because we just looked at your understanding of the
No,
first part of
no.
Ezekiel, and you didn't understand it.
no.
You did not.
That is fine, that's your opinion.
No, but
Yeah.
it's there on camera.
It is,
And
it
I say it on camera that you did not understand.
That is
the
fine.
proverb
Yeah.
that was being referenced was actually in verse 2.
Yeah,
You thought it's to
no,
do with verse 20.
no. I didn't think. I am saying, are you saying it is a proverb? Well, if it is, then what does 1820 actually say? But then you retracted and you said, no, the proverb is only there. I don't mind, but having said that, brother, what I am no problem. What I am saying to you, brother, we want to discuss the concept of the Creator, and all I am saying is, look, what we need to do, and I'm only going on what you said because you're not familiar or the memory won't serve you correctly. What I am saying is, look, we need to meet up again. You study the reference sources. I do the same. We will then have a fruitful, evidential-based conversation. How about
Right,
that?
okay, all right, thank you very much. I mean,
Yeah?
I'll
Is that
consider-
okay?
I'll consider that.
Excellent.
But my question for you is,
Yeah.
this. I mean, I have
No problem, please.
because a lot of your belief is actually dependent on your Quran. Okay, so let's start off with how your Quran came down. So Muhammad was in the cave.
Sorry, brother. The conversation we were going to have was about the Creator.
Yeah. And your information about the Creator.
I said, now I didn't ask you, okay, let's first establish historically where the Bible came from. So your questions I cannot entertain about these other matters.
Wow.
If you
Okay, I
want
wish I'd
to,
known
I'll
this
tell you what.
before.
No,
Okay.
I made it very clear. If you want to, we come back in 3 weeks, you tell us what subject you want to
Right,
cover.
Okay, no, hold on. This is unfair because I spent a lot of time
Brother.
answering you. I want to talk about the Creator.
Brother, I want to talk about,
Okay,
I
fine.
said,
Okay, I do.
one second, brother, you are being unfair. When you came and approached me, you said, they
No,
asked,
it was-
one second.
Okay, sorry.
You said they asked you to come and speak to me, and we said, okay, what subject, yeah? You said on Christianity, on Islam, we would start. I said, look, these about the issues, leave aside, why don't we discuss about the concept of the Creator, yeah, in Christianity and Islam. I then referred you to Surah 112 because you asked me to start. I said Surah 112 says this about the Creator. The Creator is one, begets not nor is begotten, eternal absolute. Yeah? I then said to you, brother, okay, what is your basis for the Creator? How do you see the Creator? You then started by saying we can go back to Genesis. So it was the conversation was only about the Creator.
No, okay. Our recollection is again different.
Oh,
Okay, so people
is it?
asked me to come and talk to you,
Yeah.
and they told me, oh, you can choose whatever subject. So I came to you, and I said to you that okay, they've sent me to you. That what I want is to know why you believe that Muhammad is mentioned in our Bible, in our scriptures. Then you said,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Correct.
No, hold on. That is why I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about our scriptures. Why you think is not, but I agree with you that I expected you to start off. Now, all right, okay. I want to talk about the Creator, and the way you kept on referring to our Bible, you did. You were saying, well, you were referring to our Bible so many times, and I want to refer. Okay, let me refer to your Quran then.
In relation to the Creator.
In relation to the
Sure.
Creator, I started to read the Quran again because. Yeah, I mean, I've tried before and it was very difficult. And I got to chapter 2 and I had a lot of questions. One of the things that I think should be clear to anyone that this is not the Creator speaking, because Muslims have said, and maybe you disagree and you can clarify that now, Muslims have said that the being that is actually speaking in your Quran is Allah. Okay, and you say is the Creator. You claim is the Creator. Now, as I was reading it, I saw that this being that is speaking was speaking sometimes in the first person, sometimes in the second person, sometimes in the third person, and even in the same sort of sentence. is speaking in at least two different, he's speaking as two different persons. We know, we've seen from our scriptures that we don't have that problem. We don't have that problem at all. So my question is regarding this creator that is speaking in your Quran. Why does he seem to be so confused about what he is? First person, second person, third person, in so many places.
Do you find it confusing?
Yeah, I said so. I said, I think.
If you can refer me to a verse, what is confusing you?
Okay. What is confusing me?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, was your creator, as far as you know, speaking in the first person, second person, third person throughout or not? Or
No.
you think so? Was he only speaking in the first
brother,
person or the second?
like I said,
Okay.
if we refer to the evidence,
Yeah. Let's go.
it makes it easier like
Yeah,
that.
let's
So we know. Just 1-2 questions. We need to go.
I spent a lot of time engaged with you.
Yeah, brother, I know. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, we could have gone into a close because I had.
Yeah, I wish we knew. Would have discussed it. गर्मी लग रही है. I'm waiting. He'll tell us.
Right, so here we go. Let's try this one. Okay, so which one is this? Is this chapter 2? Is this chapter 2 or not? Okay, so chapter 2, okay, fine. Okay, so this is a classic example. Okay, so it says here, Allah, so this is Allah speaking.
Yeah.
Allah is saying, Allah mocks at them and gives them increase and gives them increase in their wrongdoings to wander blindly. Okay, so okay, then let me see. That's Allah talking about Allah. Okay, there are so many. So that's the one. Let me see that. Okay. And then so this is Allah speaking now. And remember when your Lord said to the angels. So again, so Allah has said, okay, so Allah is referring to Allah.
Brother,
He's referring to your Lord.
Brother, 1 second. Go back.
Go on.
And when your Lord said to the angels.
Okay, why I says and remember when
that's
your
in
Lord.
brackets.
What does that
okay?
mean?
That means that it is aiding you in understanding the verse.
Okay, so we can.
Okay,
so
now, brother, let me ask you this. Genesis 1:29. 1 second. I'm not. No. Listen to me.
Dealing with the Bible.
You must give me the right to answer. I'm going to answer it the way I want.
Okay.
Here is what I will say to you. Yeah.
Go on.
Genesis 1:29 says, "Let us make man in our image." Yeah, that is what it says. Here, it's asking you, or it's telling you about a situation that had arisen before. Chapter 2, verse 30. And remember when your Lord said to the angels, "Verily I am going to place generations after generations on earth." Who is he speaking to?
No, you please stop.
I'll tell you, the revelation is coming to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He's being told about an incident that had occurred between the Creator and the angels. So what is confusing?
Right, hold on. I've said a number of things here. Look, I've said to you that Allah is speaking in the first person, second person, and third person. That's what I've said. It's not to do with whether I understand or I don't understand. So, look, it says here, verily, Allah is not ashamed to set forth a parable,
yes,
even of it. So instead of, it doesn't say, verily, I am not ashamed. Okay, so hold on. Then it says, those who break Allah's covenant.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't say break my covenant.
Yeah.
All right, so how can you disbelieve in Allah? It
Yeah.
doesn't say, how can you disbelieve in me? No, but there are others.
Sorry, brother, 1 second. What do you find wrong with them?
Huh?
What do you find wrong?
Okay, hold on. Let me just say it to you.
Sure.
Right. Okay. So Allah is speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Allah is speaking. Allah is speaking in the first person, second person, and third person. Now, the reason why this is important is because we know we have evidence you may not like it, that absolutely a lot of evidence that the Quran is actually man-made.
Right.
Islam is a man-made
Okay.
religion.
No
So
problem,
that's
no
why.
Sorry, brother.
That's why when I see things
Right,
like
I tell
this,
you what, are you relying on this as evidence?
I'm relying
Okay,
on this.
so, one second, brother. You see, Genesis 1:29, I referred to, actually said, and God said, let us make man. Who said? God said. Now go to Isaiah 45:1 and guess what? It says, I am the Lord, I am God. Yeah? Exodus 25, I. Or is it your God is a jealous God? Is that third person or first person?
I've spent enough time dealing
Brother.
with the Bible. I want you to just deal
Brother.
with the Quran as the
I
Quran.
res-
Please, let's do
res-
so.
Brother.
You're being
No
really
problem, no
unfair.
problem, no problem.
Deal with the Quran.
Okay, I'll
as
tell
the
you what.
Quran,
I will
okay?
deal with it.
Right.
You have given me verses.
Yes.
I have asked you what is wrong with them. You have not been able to tell me.
I've not been able to tell
No.
you. I've told you. I said
What?
for the third or fourth time that this is supposed to be Allah speaking. Allah is speaking in the first person,
Okay.
the second person,
Yeah.
and the third person, sometimes even within the same sentence.
Right, and what is
Right.
wrong with that?
What is wrong with that? It is a strange way of speaking if it is really the creator.
Okay.
Because it sounds as
Yeah.
if it's a jumble of different people.
Excellent.
That have
Okay, that's
actually
your
come-
opinion, brother. Now let me ask you this. Do you not think it is only fair, brother, that if you are going to use that as the standard, then I refer you to verses in the Bible which are doing exactly the same. According to your reasoning, the Bible is false.
Right, okay, so.
Do you agree?
Right, no, I disagree with you.
Why do
Because
you disagree?
I disagree with you because in order for me to respond to you, because I do know that a lot of Muslims, when they quote our scriptures, they don't quote them properly. In order to respond to you, I would need to look at all those verses and look at them in context. And I don't want to do that. I spend so much time talking about the
Brother,
Bible.
Brother, I'm sorry, I'm going to interject. Brother, it's not only that. Brother.
The Quran lacks inherent context.
No problem, no
It lacks
problem.
it.
Brother.
You have to go to Hadith. You have to go to Hadith.
Sorry, one
You
second.
said
No, brother.
that your
Don't
Quran
speak
lacks
to me.
inherent context.
Yeah, but brother.
You have to go to Hadith and Sirah
Brother.
and the opinions of your scholars in order to be able to understand.
Brother, can you see you are actually agreeing with me when 10 minutes ago I said to you, what we do, let's pick a topic, go and study the source material so that we can then assess the evidence to establish our contentions. What you have just done now 2 minutes ago, when I referred to the verses in the Bible, you just said rightfully to me, look, I'm not going to comment on them until I have checked them, because according to you, the Muslims, one second, let me finish, brother. According to you, the Muslims may have misunderstood and you need to see it in context. Now, one second, brother. I did say that, and I think it's only fair that if you want to discuss a matter like this, okay, where you want to go to the source and look at the source critically, then it is only fair that we should do it on both the books. Don't you agree?
Right, okay, so.
No, do you agree?
Right, okay. I think
First establish what I'm saying.
Right, okay,
Do you agree?
I've heard what you said.
Right, do you agree?
I've heard what you said.
Brother,
What I
it's a
think- what I-
question for you.
Yes,
Do you
but I
agree?
need to answer because I think it's a loaded question.
No, it's not. It's a simple question.
Let me answer you.
Go
Let me
ahead,
answer
go
you.
ahead.
Let me answer you.
Go ahead.
Let me answer you. Because I think you misunderstood what I said. What I said was that in order, because you quoted some Bible verses, you did. Right. Now, I said
did.
in order to answer you, I would need to look at those Bible verses.
Yes.
Because after you mentioned some Bible verses, it makes
Yes.
sense to go there. And if I end up doing that, I'm now going to be doing what I've been doing virtually since we started. And we're going to leave. No, stop.
I'm not going to say nothing until you finish.
Okay, right. So, and we're gonna move away from this. Now, in terms of this, you don't need the passage is there. It's there already.
Yeah.
It's there for you already.
Yes, yeah.
You don't need to go. You should be able to just respond to me
Agree.
and explain
But brother,
why.
I explained to you, but here is the problem, and I can see why. You see, you use that as a basis for your suggestion that this is false. It is not from God. Agreed?
Okay.
You did.
How
You
is
did.
that? Okay, go
You
on.
did.
How-
Now, what I then
The
did.
creator.
One second. Yeah, the creator.
Okay.
Wait, then what I did is I said, wait a minute. If this is the standard you are using, 1 second, brother. If that is the standard you are using, then it is only fair that that standard ought to be applied to any book that claims to be from God.
Absolutely.
The Bible does it.
Absolutely. Listen.
Do you agree?
Right, no. I'm not going to talk about the Bible. The reason why I'm not going to talk is I've established
Okay.
it already many times.
Brother.
No, please, just let me finish.
Sure.
Because this is getting, I don't know, it's just going
It's
all
not
over the
getting
place.
fruitful.
I have already established that I don't want to be going back to the Bible anymore. I spent a large part of our discussion doing that. I want you. So I agree with you. So the standard would have been that if we're talking about the Bible, that we open the Bible, yes. But as I've told you already, it is unfair of you to be expecting me to go and start looking the Bible again when I want to talk about the Quran. I've already talked about the Bible.
Okay,
so
I'll
much.
tell you what I will do. I am going to exclude the Bible totally, and I'm going to say this to you. Brother, according to your claim about these verses, first person, second, third person, you are saying that is indicating falsehood, okay? Indicating falsehood. I now am going to have to ask you, what criteria are you using to determine that it is false?
Right, okay. So now, so let me just make clear what I'm saying. I'm saying that if or since the creator is supposedly speaking in the first person, second person, third person in this book, it appears as if the written word was by inventions of men. That's really what
Okay,
I'm
that's
saying.
your point.
Yeah, because
But now
it's speaking in
I'm
those
going
terms.
to repeat what I said because I think you missed it.
Yeah.
What criteria have you used to determine that it is false?
I just told you.
No, what you have done is give me your subjective assessment. Now, in order to establish something's falsity, you need an independent yardstick. What is it?
Listen.
You don't know what I'm asking you, do you,
know
brother?
what you're asking.
Okay, what am I asking you?
I know what you're asking.
What am I asking you?
No, I'm going to answer you based
No,
on what.
please tell me
I'm
first.
going to answer you.
Okay,
In
go
that,
ahead.
based on our previous discussion in the Bible, it was clearly your subjective approach, thoughts, ideas, whatever, that was used. So at the moment, I said to you from the beginning, I said, me. I started reading the Quran, and I'm talking about me.
Excellent.
Right. No, hold on.
Sorry, I thought you had
Because
finished.
you keep.
Let's finish. Let's finish, brother. Yeah, go
Right.
on.
I said so obviously it is subjective. Obviously. I started with the Quran, and as I was going through, there were multiple questions. Right? And one of those issues that came up that is assuring me that what I'm reading in the Quran cannot be the creator. One of the things that's assuring me is
no
the
problem.
fact that it is speaking in so many different sentences.
Yes, brother.
Right. So
Okay, now I will respond to that and I will say, respectfully, it is your subjective assessment which is entirely wrong. Now I will respond to what you said. One second, brother. Wait, let me finish, brother. Let me finish.
Applies to every single thing you're going to say now.
Let me finish, brother. I agree, brother. That is why I said to you, and you should have agreed with me, but now you are going to be forced to agree with me. That if we remove you are going to be forced to agree with me. If you are going to remove your subjective assessment, I'm going to remove my subjective assessment. That can only be done if we look at the evidence as it is. Do you agree?
What do you mean by remove your subjective assessment?
Watch this. One second.
No, that's a rhetorical question. Let me finish.
It's not a rhetorical.
No, the question I asked you.
What is that?
Is rhetorical. The point is that.
Brother, I'm interjecting. Brother, you are being unfair. I said to you, you remove your subjective view, I remove my subjective view. The only thing, and you are going to have to agree with me, the only thing we can do to reasonably go forward is to look at the evidence and assess it. Do you agree?
The evidence is here before you. The
But you don't want to include the Bible.
Okay, listen. Okay, this will be my last word.
Yeah,
to
no
you,
problem.
My last word to you.
God bless.
I've said to you so many times, and you refuse to accept it, that I spent a large part of this discussion talking about the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right. Now, and then I kept on saying to you, I need to ask you a question, I need to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Every time that you were talking about the Bible, I was not referring to the Quran, I was dealing with the conversation based on the Bible. You have very unfairly, I had not just in responding to my question, you went to the Bible. You went to the Bible and you seem to not to appreciate the fact, even though I've said it so many times, that I don't think it is right for us to be talking about the Bible again. Let's just stick with the Quran. The evidence is here. But like I said, that's my last word to you.
And my last, and it's only fair, brother. Of course I'm going to shake my brother's hand. Last thing I will say, brother, why don't we agree now? We will talk about the Bible and the Quran when we meet again, but look at only the evidence. Do you agree?
That was my last word to you.
God bless. Okay. Do forgive me for anything untoward, brother, not intended.
Well,
okay?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Excellent.
There was no misunderstanding.
Excellent, no problem.
What was that?